Hello, guys. Welcome back to Talk Miley to Me. I'm Molly,
I'm Becky.
and we are your now weekly, Miley Cyrus podcast. Oh, if you didn't catch it last time. Oh, if you didn't catch it last week, and you're like, wait, they're uploading again, even though they just uploaded last week, it's because we're now weekly. Yeah. Get used to it.
Yeah. More voices from us.
More yapping.
That's what I meant.
That's still the same thing. Same thing. It's a synonym. Before we start on this episode, I want to say really quickly that when we recorded our last episode, that was before we found out about the wildfires going on in California, and apparently Miley is having to evacuate her home again.
Can you believe that?
Can you believe it? So I'm sure next episode we'll be talking more about anything that comes up from that, but we are thinking of everyone that is being affected, and just stay safe, everyone. It's freaking rough out here. We can't catch a break. 8 days in to the new year. But today's episode, it's all about 2007 for Miley Cyrus.
Time machine back. 2007.
This is our series. If you missed the first one, go back and listen to it. Because what are you doing if you don't? The first one, we dove into Miley's entire 2006. Now we're diving into her first part of 2007, as in the first half. We talked about this last time, but we were like, as we go through these years, like 2006 was like busy, of course, but nothing compared to 2007, 2008, and so on.
Right.
There's just a lot.
Yeah, 2006 was just like the very beginning of... Yeah, if you thought that was busy, buckle up.
Buckle up. Yeah, so that's why we're breaking this 2007 into two parts. This first episode of the series will be January 2007 to the end of June 2007. So stay tuned for part 2, but enjoy our deep dive on this first part of 2007. Before we dive into the timeline, I guess, we need to talk about some overarching major milestones where we're at, and we need to talk about kind of where we're at from, ending 2006 to now. Major milestones this year. Hannah Montana 2 / Meet Miley Cyrus, her double album, releases on June 26, 2007.
Huge deal.
And guess what, guys? We already did a deep dive on the Meet Miley Cyrus album.
Mm-hmm.
So we won't be talking too much about that this episode. We'll, of course, touch base on it. But if you really want to hear us talk about Meet Miley Cyrus in full, go back and listen to that. And I'll link it in the show notes below. But then apparently from October 2006 to April 2007 of this year, she was writing and recording songs for this double album. So she was working on this album for a minute.
Yeah, like she do.
I'm not sure, I wonder when they decided to make it a double album. I'm sure they, of course, had Hannah Montana 2 in mind. But I wonder, when they were like, hey, do you want to, introduce yourself and have your own, writing style on this?
Yeah, right? I wonder what came first. Did she start writing or did they prompt her to do that? And I kind of feel like it's the former.
Yeah, I'm sure they had ideas already for Hannah Montana 2 because they're a business. They're like, how do we keep making money off of this?
Yeah.
But I feel like Miley's probably already dabbled at this point in writing a little bit, whether they were good or bad writings.
For sure.
And then the Best of Both Worlds tour starts this year. We won't talk about it in this episode, but that kicks off in October of 2007. So next,
my goodness.
Yeah, so part 2 of this, we'll talk about that a little bit.
I feel like that's such a quick turnaround from having your debut in 2006, and now we're also already launching into our tour in 2007.
Literally like a year later. That means
so much is about to happen in this episode. Let's get into it.
Yes. A few more things. So she starts this year being 14. She ends it being 15. And from a dating standpoint, she, in this time, was mostly on and off with Nick Jonas. Mostly on. And we'll get into it as we go on. But it was kind of like murky on whether they were dating or not. There was a lot of talks about how he wanted to keep it super private. So, we'll get into it. And then she was shooting season 2 of Hannah Montana going into this year. She started shooting in November 2006, and then she didn't stop shooting season 2 until September of 2007.
Oh my goodness.
So before we start talking about January, I wanted to, of course, like we do, react to a little clip of her in the beginning of 2007 and just kind of set the tone for what we're working with for this deep dive.
There's nobody bigger now in the world, you're like the Beatles of the tween and the teenage set.
Well, thank you.
It's true. How does it feel?
It makes me very nervous to know that the show's doing well, and then they see all the music videos where everything is totally, put together, and then they see all the magazines that are all airbrushed and made perfect, and I'm like, okay, now I've got to live up to that. But it's a lot of fun. The fans are really fun, and they're always like, they're really involved with it. They'll be doing the dance moves with me and stuff, which is really great.
I know. I was trying to get my crowd up to dance.
I saw. My mom was like, okay, she was totally trying to get everyone up, and no one was really standing up that time. Out in the crowd, no one was standing up, but you were getting everyone pumped.
And they love you because I know the dance moves from the house.
I'm told them, like, get up.
Right.
No one's getting up, but
Yeah, she's so funny. I love how Tish is always finding her way into these interviews because she's just always been so close with her.
Yes.
It's
sick. Just like so involved too.
Yes.
She's just a little cutie patootie. You can tell that she's like kind of more comfortable doing these things, but she's still a sweet little awkward little 14-year-old.
And she's still so like jazzed about every little interview. And she still has that same charisma, but she's just so, I think, used to interviews now and attention that it's just kind of like, I don't know. It's definitely in these early years, she seems way more excited about these things. She gets like really excited.
Of course,
And of course, she's probably hyped up on Red Bull, whatever they gave her to keep going.
Honestly, what do you think it was? Can you give a child Red Bull? I don't know. They probably did.
Kicking off the year in January, she does a few things. Nothing super notable, but worth touching base on. She does a photo shoot for Parade magazine. She's looking really cute in these photos. That's literally at the start of the new year. These photos come out for Parade magazine. And then she goes on through January doing a few different news stations here and there. She, in one day, is featured on CW11 Morning News and then featured on Fox and Friends, doing a lot of Hannah Montana promo, very similar to 2006. She does a photo shoot by Todd Plitt, and these are really cute photos of her and her dad, and just looking like the 14-year-old she is. It's just like so funny how much press she did with Billy Ray, and that continues into these years.
I know they were really using the like almost, I don't want to say it, but like the Nepo babyism.
Oh yeah, it's no wonder
of it all.
It really is no wonder that people probably still to this day think, oh, Miley only got where she's at because of Billy Ray.
Yeah.
But, that's not like, it probably is true to an extent, but it's not to the extent where most people think, in my opinion. Of course.
Well, the thing is about Nepo babies is that they get all this fame and all this acclaim, but they don't actually have the talent, where obviously I don't think that we are suffering from that here.
Absolutely not. Like, she basically turned Billy from like she turned Billy into a Nepo parent.
Yeah, there you go.
And not many people can do that.
Yeah,
not
and
many
Tish,
people.
if we're being honest.
True. But Tish
she's famous now.
But she's totally like, she owns that.
Yeah, she does. Her personality is that she is Miley's mom.
And she loves it. It's always been there.
Yeah.
Moving throughout January, she attends the New York Times Art and Leisure Weekend. And like, these events, so random. Like, you can just tell they were like,
so random.
They were like, please just go do shit. Go do everything. Yeah. And then
put your little jeans on and a pair on the red carpet. This is so 2007. Look at the outfit.
So 2007. And we won't react to this clip. Maybe I'll plug it into the finished version of this podcast. But at the end of this little clip I found from this event, Billy Ray says that Zac Efron, he's like, you guys know Zac Efron from High School Musical? He's going to be in the upcoming season of Hannah Montana, too.
Finally, I'm so excited.
Zac Efron. How many of y'all know Zac Efron? Yeah. Zac's going to be on the show. Oh, is that...
Yeah, there's a couple people that are becoming on the list.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't, because when I heard that, I was like, what? How did I miss that? There's no way I missed that. So I looked it up. No.
Maybe they like wrote it out.
Isn't that crazy though?
Zac Efron went on to be on like Sweet Life, and
he did a few features,
made some cameos everywhere else. So it's kind of crazy that they didn't get him for this. Imagine him being a love interest. You know what? They probably would have been too scared they'd have to keep him. He would have been the next Jake Ryan.
Oh my gosh. And spoiler alert for this podcast episode, so many interviews, and mostly because they ask her about the show a lot and he gets brought up, but she talks about Cody Lindley so much.
Oh.
So, and there's like a few interviews we're going to be reacting to that you'll see what I mean. Because I'm just like, okay, girl, I thought you was dating Nick Jonas. But if I was Nick Jonas watching this, I'd be wondering if you were dating Cody Lindley.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Okay. And then finishing out January, she attends and presents for favorite competition and reality show at the 33rd People's Choice Awards. And so she looks really cute on the red carpet there.
They don't have children presenting awards.
At least she didn't present with Billy Ray this time.
They don't have kids presenting at award shows these days. They don't have kids that are her age that are famous right now.
You're so right.
To want an appearance like this, to want the appearance at these like random ass events.
You're so right. Wait a minute. There really is not anyone like this, like 14, that's like this big.
No. Haven't been in a long time.
Yeah, I'm trying to even think.
Maybe like Millie Bobby Brown, the Stranger Things kids.
True.
They did have their moment, but that's all I can think of.
But it wasn't like she was this cult like following. It wasn't like
right, and that show's for adults, mind you.
Yeah, it wasn't like changing culture, in my opinion.
No.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then she attends the ABC's All-Star Party, and this outfit that she wears is a little questionable, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
Oh yeah, it's very 2007, I'll say.
So that was a quiet month for Miley because the rest of the months really kick it off. So February jumps into her being on The View. And I actually have a little clip that we can react to for this. The View is so funny to me because it's been around like forever. And it's really just a bunch of girlies on a couch talking shit.
Literally, it's like there's no rules.
There's no rules. And there's the amount of like women that's been on there has changed so much over time.
Yeah, it's unhinged.
Oh, that must be. Didn't they tell you to get rid of your southern accent when you wanted to be an actress in tennis when you were growing up?
I wanted to get rid of it because there wasn't that many roles for southern accent, so I got rid of it, and then I go to audition, they're like, where's your accent? And I'm like, it's back home. I don't have that anymore. And so then
but you easily called it up on that.
Yeah, I went back home for about 2 weeks, and I was back again.
When you're 14 and you've got many years ahead and you probably want to have a long career, and we see the ones who are able to do it and the ones that we've seen who, were in, do you think about this? Are your parents guiding you so that when you're the ripe old age of 17, you still have a career?
We were talking about it in the elevator. That is definitely something that our parents talked about before I auditioned, and our total goal to be in LA, we're just going to be a light and show that you don't have to, be all crazy and party and do all these things that all these girls are doing to be a rock star. It's all about living your dream.
That's I told her that she better wear underwear every single day. That's right.
I'm just going to...
Not Rosie O'Donnell calling it.
But also Rosie O'Donnell. What a weird thing to say to a 14-year-old.
But yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, actually.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah, actually, I'm sorry that wasn't my first thought.
No, but it is kind of crazy that it's like, it's just such a staple in 2007, like Rosie O'Donnell being on there. It's really interesting too, because a lot of these early interviews, I think we talked about this in the 2006 deep dive, but a lot of them are always asking, well, you see what's happened to these other child stars, Lindsay and Brittany, like how are you going to stay away from doing, like, being in their position? That's what they've all asked, and you see that continue, you know.
That's super weird.
It's just a lot of pressure. Like, there's already enough pressure. You're just adding more pressure. And it's really cute seeing her. Like, she's so excited in the interview, and she has so much light in her eyes. And I feel like these kind of questions slowly but surely kind of like diminishes it a little bit.
No, for sure. Because it's like, she wants to just have fun with it. When you're that age, that's not what you're thinking about.
No.
Or worried about.
Like, do you want to continue doing this? Nor should she be. It's like, obviously she does.
In public.
Yeah.
Like, these are conversations that she has with her parents. Like she just said, I just talked about this. We don't need to do this on live television.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Very weird. She also on the same day, what I've noticed too is when she's like in New York, she'll try to knock out a bunch of different interviews while she's there. So that's why we get these like big chunks of content and appearances. But she also on the same day goes on The Big Idea with Donnie Douche. Donnie Dush. I don't know. But it was a very interesting interview. They talk about, you know, the Disney Channel dynasty. And then, you know, ask her about, you know, are you a normal 14-year-old girl? A lot of those same kind of questions that we get in a lot of the other interviews. But here's a clip.
People probably imagine, especially young people who are impressionable, you know, that, you know, when you're famous and you're on TV and you've got the big CDs, that all the problems of being a 14-year-old go away, which I'm sure they don't. So talk to me about being just a 14-year-old today, the things that worry you in school or boyfriends or just kind of because everybody out there thinks that somehow, well, boy, I guess Miley doesn't have any of these problems because she's on TV, and of course that's not the case.
Most definitely not. Maybe a little bit extra too, because I know it's hard, you know, making sure like you have problems with friends at school, and then also here that happens too, because it's so crazy that you never know who your real friends are. So I'm glad that I've been so blessed to have really great friends, and still the same thing with guys and family and all this, and everything that happens to a normal 14-year-old girl definitely happens to me, too.
Has anybody ever come up to you in a very personal way and said, hey, Miley or Hannah, or the and say, boy, you know, I was worried about this, but I saw this on your show and it made me feel better. You ever have any of those moments?
Oh, for sure. We did a very funny episode, the Zit episode.
Iconic.
I was going to ask you, like, do you ever worry about getting a Zit?
I have one right now. Okay. I have a ton of makeup on, just to let you know, just so I can get out of the open, and I'm not very happy.
Aww. She's so, like, imagine being 14 and just being like, yeah, I have a zit. Couldn't be me.
No, I really like that interview because it's really humanizing her because, yeah, she's not just this robot. She is a normal 14-year-old girl, and it reminds everyone that she's a child.
Yeah. Even just the way she acts, it's just so, like, not childish, but it's very, man, what's the word? Just very innocent. Like,
yeah,
she has this like fresh view of the world, and she's also very happy to be playing Hannah Montana, where she mentioned the pimple episode. That was iconic. But I didn't even think about how that probably did help, you know, young girls see like, oh,
yeah,
even
I think
Hannah
that
Montana.
was like part of the point.
No, for sure. I think I was so enthralled with just the entire culture of Hannah Montana that it wasn't like I needed that kind of guidance, I don't know, about pimples, but I'm sure people that are, you know, young girls that struggle with their acne, that probably really helped them. Shout out to this guy. This guy actually did a really good interview with her. Don't know where you at now, Donnie, but pop off, King. I don't know. She attends Ashley Tisdale's album release party.
Oh yes, her bestie. I'm glad to see that this carried through to this year.
Yes. I love some of these photos though from the album release party. It's when Ashley released He Said, She Said.
So good.
Such a good album. The way that she was kind of the Disney Channel Britney Spears.
Yeah. No, this album for me was like switching off between this one and Meet Miley Cyrus for sure.
Same. I remember doing like dances in my like living room and like to Headstrong.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, just like a couple of months ago, this album went like platinum or something, and I'm not kidding, guys. I'm the one that did that.
We can all
I
thank
remember
Becky.
texting my sister like, oh my god, I forgot how good this Ashley Tisdale album is. And like literally the next day it got announced. And I was like,
yeah,
my power.
She saved pop
My
music
power.
for a minute.
I did.
She really did.
She did, yeah.
She did, yeah. So she went to that, supported her friend Ashley. She does another photo shoot by Albert Ferreira. She does like in this photo shoot, she is holding like a flower. She does like kissing poses. Very think like J14 Tiger Beach.
Yes.
I think that's what this was for. And then she goes back on MTV's Total Request Live. And within this, I'll put in a clip in the episode, but she's featured on Teen People. They do like a little video where they just ask her a few questions about Hannah Montana.
Hannah Montana, one of the most successful shows on television right now. I mean, it's so amazing. So what can your fans expect from season 2?
New high school, new friends, new guys, a lot of new things that people like. They were more distinguishing the characters in season 1, and now they're showing what these characters do when they're put in the real situations that make being both characters, you know, difficult and making it a challenge.
We need to bring back TRL. I think.
Honestly, I think that's a great idea.
I think they tried, but it just failed. I think they can't bring it back like exactly how it used to be, where it's like on cable, but like they need to bring back a YouTube series or something. I don't know.
True.
And then to finish off February, she is on ABC News for their What's the Buzz segment. And I have a clip we can watch, but they ask her what is the hardest part about her job? And then what's the best part about her job being Hannah Montana?
What's the hardest part about what you do?
The hardest part? I think always, even though like my energy is really crazy, I'm always, you know, really wild or whatever, I think it is keeping up the energy, because there's so many people to meet and so many things to do, and you always want someone to remember. You don't want to ever be, it's hard, you know, when you have a bad day or something and people catch you on that day when you just don't feel like you could smile or look cute in a picture or whatever. So I think that's the hardest, keeping up your energy and making sure that you can really relate to all the people that you're going to meet.
That's so real.
Yeah.
Because that's always been like the number one question is, girl, how are you so young, going through breakups, going through puberty, and still able to like
and she still
smile.
did it.
Yeah. And be on stage. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Like she was I Can Do It With a Broken Heart by Taylor Swift before Taylor Swift even wrote that song.
Literally.
Yeah.
True.
True.
Okay, moving into March. This is so funny. So March starts off with Miley and Emily Osment being featured on the cover of the spring 2007 issue of Teen Magazine. And it hit the stands on March 6th. And just doing like a little research into this cover and some of the interviews, Miley said, quote, "When we first met, Emily and I were automatically really, really close. Every day, it's something new for us. And when you're with someone all the time, it's more than just being friends. We're sisters now. We love each other like sisters, and we fight like sisters."
I'm sure they did.
And you know what Emily's first impression of Miley was?
What?
Wow, she's really out there. Then she says...
That's what she said.
Then she said, since then, she's been a great friend of mine. That's it. Since then, she's been a great friend of mine.
Wow.
Miley had this long answer. Emily goes, yeah, she's really out there.
One of us has had several hours of media training. One of us hasn't.
It's so true. Yeah. One of them is really hyped up on caffeine and Red Bulls and candy, and the other one doesn't have to drink as much caffeine or load themselves on sugar because they have a more manageable schedule, probably.
Right.
For real. But it's just so funny looking back at this with all the stuff that's come out now, how they were like, yeah, we fought at the beginning. We did not get along.
Yeah.
So it's like they really had to be fake as fuck for this.
Of course. Look at them riding that bike.
The photo shoot. The photo shoot's so funny. The puppies, the little bike. They literally said, "How do we make this ChatGPT? How do we make this appealable, like to young 12-year-old girls? Puppies, cute bikes, cute clothes, fun colors."
I just went ahead to see a photo and it scared me. Sorry.
Wait, which one?
It's probably the next photo shoot we're about to talk about.
Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay, before we dive into that, really quickly, we talked about this when we did 2006 a little bit. The Cheetah Girls did that tour in 2006, and that she was on. But then we mentioned that she does return to Houston, Texas for the rodeo. What's it called? The Houston Rodeo Arena. They broke the show's all-time attendance record with a paid attendance of 73,295 people on March 4th when they made a comeback. They just did like one-off concert. But the previous record was just over 72,000 in 2006 by Brooks and Dunn. Legends, country legends.
Whoa,
and,
literal legends.
And then a 14-year-old girl came up in here with the Cheetah Girls, but let's be honest, this time she was really pulling the numbers.
Right, I'm sure.
They broke the paid attendance record, and then she broke her own record in 2008 at the same place when the Best of Both Worlds tour made its way back on her own tour, and she brought in a crowd of 73,500. Her 70,000 tickets that went on sale in January for the one in 2007 sold out in 3 minutes. And 3,000 standing room only tickets were up for grabs Saturday, and they were gone in no time.
Oh my God.
And I didn't really include any in here that we can watch, but I was looking at some old like news videos from that time, and I'll put it in the video here, but the news were like talking so much about how parents were outraged with Hannah Montana ticket prices because they were soaring into the 300s and the 400s because of, you know, like scalpers and stuff. Basically what we're dealing with for Taylor Swift that just happened with the Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
She was doing this with Hannah Montana before Taylor Swift was even around. Like it's so comical, guys. If you want a good laugh, like look up Hannah Montana news 2007 on YouTube. You'll find all these news clips of these outraged parents that are like, my daughter loves Hannah Montana and we can't even get tickets for less than $1,000. And then there's always some like
that's crazy
big gap tooth kid that's in there that's like 11. And I say that because I was a big gap tooth kid that was acting like this. That was like, I love Hannah Montana. I want to go. I want to go. And then their mom's like, I don't know what to do. I took out a car loan for this. Like crazy.
For Hannah Montana.
Montana.
And for prices to be like that back then, that's what they are now.
Yeah.
Which means that it's like literally like 300% more.
For real.
Like as far as value.
No, it's crazy. So you know what? Maybe for the part 2 of this, when we talk briefly about the Best of Both Worlds tour, I'll put in a clip that we can react to because it's just too good. I was like laughing out loud watching this because I was like, oh, that was me and my mom. She definitely had no money to be spending on a Hannah Montana ticket, but I was like, we're going through a recession, Mom. I want to go to Hannah Montana.
I need it.
Okay, so the photo shoot you were talking about, the Danielle St. Laurent photo shoot, is a little spooky, guys. I'm not going to lie. She's a little spooky. Why did we do that? And of course, her dad's in some of these photos. Like, dang, Billy Ray, he's really getting press from her. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like the eye makeup.
Yeah, the eye makeup, it's like a darker, grungier look for her, but then in this like frilly, girly dress that is not a style that has ever been hers.
Yeah,
ever.
And she's like 14, so it's just like, you know, when there's too much makeup on a young girl, and it just looks off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's kind of giving.
But the one that gave me a jump scare, put it on the screen right now. What The dogs are out. Why is she on her dad's back? What's going on there?
Oh my God, I didn't even think about her toes being out. Yeah, and her dad, I'm not gonna lie, Billy Ray, he kind of looks cross-eyed in this photo.
Wait, he does. Oh, don't look at it.
Why does he look like that? He looks like insanely photoshopped in this photo.
I'm scared.
Something's off.
Let's move on.
It's giving Hannah Montana season 4 when they couldn't really hire Miley to even do her own promo, so they photoshopped her face on fake people. Remember that?
Yeah.
That's what it's kind of giving.
Yeah.
He's also looking like a surfer guy. He's giving Keith Urban. Giving Keith Urban.
He is giving Keith Urban.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's move on.
She is featured on the CBS Early Show, featuring backstage with Hannah Montana to talk about Hannah Montana. So this is behind the scenes while she's filming season 2, and she's asked about dating and her personal life. So this is March 9th.
Some former preteen stars have gone on to become tabloid fodder. Miley doesn't plan on taking that route.
How do you date as a 14-year-old? Do you get to have a boyfriend? Do you get to go to the,
I try. It doesn't work too well because I will have a boyfriend for a day. And it's like, okay, you can never call me because you're always working. So that gets difficult, but I think my dad likes the job because it keeps the boys away. But there's always cute guest stars.
For right now, it's mostly work.
I wonder who those cute guest stars are.
I wonder.
Also, that's probably is why her and Nick Jonas during this time were so off and on. Was probably because, they both had these crazy schedules with him, with the Jonas Brothers, and her popping off at Hannah Montana. I can't imagine them even being able to spend a lot of time together. At the end of the month, she does a few things. She does an autograph signing in London for the release of the Hannah Montana Behind the Spotlight DVD. And so this autograph signing was before she did a concert at the Coco in London. And this turns into a special that fans can watch. And it's called Hannah Montana Live in London. And it's kind of like, how I explain it is like a mini Best of Both Worlds concert movie. It's like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And guys, we are going to be reacting to this, watching it, commentary on Hannah Montana Live in London on our Patreon this week. So if you want to catch us watching it and talking about that specifically, click the link in our show notes and you can subscribe to our Patreon. And we're doing a special little bonus episode there about that.
I can't wait to watch that.
I am too. You know what? I don't know if I've watched that in full ever.
I don't think that I have either.
So it'll be really fun for both of us to react to it, because I was looking at it and I saw a few clips here and there while I was organizing this, but I'm like, let's both kind of react to it. That'll be really fun.
Yeah.
And then around this time, she did a Walmart sound check, and this Walmart special sound check video reflected on her time in London, and she answered questions from fans that were sent in. And so I thought we could watch a little clip of her talking about her music taste during this time.
My playlist, I have the weirdest style of music. You'll go from bluegrass, country, to hip hop, all this kind of stuff. So I try to listen to just all kinds of different, styles of music. So I don't even know where to start where I can say what all I have. It's crazy, all the music.
And that's so true still.
And nothing's changed.
When she said, I go from hip hop, I said bangers. To bluegrass, I said, Younger Now.
Right. Right.
I just thought that was so interesting that it really has not changed from that
No,
standpoint.
and even all the idols that she still talks about are from varying genres.
Yes, yeah. And then also at the end of March, she receives her first gold record for the Hannah Montana original soundtrack in London. So already picking up those gold records. Disney Mania 5 was released around this time, and she is featured on the CD. She does a cover of Part of Your World and was track number 1. Do you remember these CDs? Because I ate them up.
Yes, I ate them up.
I know
every single bit of them.
We really talk about Ashley Tisdale more than we should, but her cover of Kiss the Girl.
Oh my God, unmatched.
So good. Miley's cover was great too, Part of Your World. I'm not gonna lie, it's not going back to it and listening to it all the time.
No.
But it was the thing to do during this time.
It was cute.
Yeah, it was cute. She does a lot of Hannah Montana promo in London. So her visiting London, this is her first time going overseas. I think she says in one of her interviews, because a fan was like, they were like, what's your favorite country to visit? She's like, actually, I've only visited London.
Fans are always sending me questions. This one's from Shannon in Boston. What are some of your favorite countries you've ever had the chance to perform in? I just got back from performing in London, and then we went over to Paris. And those are the only 2 countries other than the States that I've got to perform in. So just to get to see all the different people and getting to see the way they live, that's really awesome. So I think I'd love to travel some more. I think that'd be really, really fun.
That's also what's really special about this period, is that's her first time going overseas. And I'm sure it was eye-opening for her, just seeing like all the British people.
I'm sure.
It just, they're all like singing her songs, and they're not even in the United States. So I can't even imagine like how mind-blowing that is to realize that what you're doing is going across the world.
Right. I know. It's just, and it did. It sure did.
She visits Paris, France. She visits Disneyland Paris and celebrates its 15 years of being open. So March was busy for her.
Wow.
Going into April, she is featured on the cover of Cosmo Girl magazine, this time without Emily Osment, by herself. Yeah, it definitely is a 2007 cover. What I thought was really fun about this magazine is I found like a little clipping, and it says celebrities gush about their very first kisses.
Oh, yeah.
And it says, it was last year in the rain with a guy I liked. I was like, what just happened? And he said, I'll tell you. And then he did it again. I started to cry. And he said, is that a raindrop or a tear? It was so cute.
Oh my God.
Nick Jonas, you're so weird.
I hope that was Nick Jonas.
It has to be. I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah.
He's made it clear in an interview that she was his first kiss.
Yeah.
I feel like it had to be.
Oh. That is smooth for a 14-year-old. Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
13-year-old?
Yeah, for real. He said, I'll tell you what just happened.
I'll tell you.
Oh my God. Not a Joe Bro. You know it was a Joe Bro.
Of course.
You know it was a Joe Bro. This is a significant part of the first part of 2007. But in April, she attends and performs at the White House Easter egg roll. The most random. Is it not the most random appearances?
I can't even.
I don't even understand what that means.
I don't either.
I tried looking it up just for the sake of like knowing what I'm talking about on here, and I still don't get it. I think it's an Easter thing.
It's I'm pretty sure that's a thing every year.
It is.
I didn't know they got such big names to go.
I think this was the last time it mattered.
Yeah.
Because not only was she there, but the Jonas Brothers were in attendance too.
What a show!
Like, what audience do you think they were thinking about here?
Well, I think kids do attend this event.
Do they? I really know nothing about it.
Yeah, kids roll the Easter eggs or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, this is an event for children.
Here I am thinking they're talking about rolling, like, at a festival. I'm just like, eh.
Well, that makes sense why Miley's
we
there.
like to party, dancing with, Anyway, no, I obviously knew it wasn't about that. But she sings the national anthem.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight.
Very iconic.
Whoa.
And this was...
At the White House.
Yes, and she confirms in her Miles to Go book, she talks about this event. This is why it's a little too iconic. In Miles to Go, she says, the egg roll was around the time I wrote Girls' Night Out. Meaning Prince Charming and I were on a break. We were young and living strange lives. And it just so happened that he was also at the egg roll. The instant I saw him, my heart did a cartwheel. I'm trying not to laugh. It didn't matter how we fought, what we said, how hard it might be, or if we were taking time. There was no question in my heart we were back together. or we'd never broken up. The point was, everything was right in the world.
Oh my God.
So yeah, that's why this is a little too iconic.
A little too iconic. Wow, what a day. What a day in history.
What an Easter. What an Easter.
Yeah, this is the most... That is the craziest event for this to be such a milestone in her life.
You're telling me Miley went to the White House Easter egg roll and wrote Girls' Night Out.
She did. You know what?
Well, this was around the same time.
God bless the Easter egg roll for getting GNO.
Yes, for giving us that bop. That pipe bobble. That bobble. Okay. So then April 12th happens, and the lead single from Hannah Montana 2, Make Some Noise, releases to Radio Disney. And it peaks at number 92.
Yay!
Make Some Noise was such a bop. Such a bop.
It was.
She also attends Dancing with the Stars with Jason Earls, but they just sit in the crowd.
Yeah, look at him. Jason Earls is really happy to be there.
Oh, he's with Hannah Montana at Dancing with the Stars. This is definitely one of his highlights.
Just the two of them?
Yeah, but I feel like he was kind of like a big brother to her.
Yeah, and I think so.
I'm sure she was like, oh my God, I want to go. And her parents were like, well, you're not going by yourself, and we can't go. And your 4 other siblings aren't available. So here's your fake one. I don't know. This is a theory. Okay, April 23rd, the Hannah Montana season 2 premieres.
Whoa.
With that episode, me and Rico down by the schoolyard. If you remember, like, this is the episode that she thought Rico knew her secret of being Hannah Montana and that he was going to expose her secret, but it was really just about her teddy bear that she brought to school.
Right.
This is the first of an entire week of new Hannah Montana episodes. So
an entire week?
Yes. The girlies were being fed.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Imagine a whole week of content.
We did live it, but I wish I remembered. This must have been so exciting.
We really didn't appreciate it for what it was at the time.
No, well, we didn't realize how crazy that is.
Yeah. No, it's true. They don't do that now. She finishes the end of April being in Florida. So she goes to Disney World in Orlando with her family. And then she attends the Disney Channel All-Star Party in Orlando, Florida. And then something else that we should probably at some point do a deep dive on Patreon with is the Disney Channel games.
Oh my God.
Because the end of April, she starts shooting the 2007 Disney Channel games in Orlando, Florida.
Oh my God. Yes, we have to.
And she was also in the 2006 Disney Channel games.
We have to.
So we'll have to do a couple deep dive DC games on the Patreon, with the 2006 one and the 2007. Because that'd be so fun to
Yes.
Or what if we did a reaction to each season or something? I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So she was on the green team, and they won this entire competition in 2007. And did you know that all the teams, no matter if they won or not, they were awarded $25,000 to donate to the Boys and Girls Club of America?
Aw.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Notable teammates she had were Dylan Sprouse, the captain of the team, Monique Coleman from High School Musical, and then also Lucas Grabeel from High School Musical. Those were the stars on her green team that I recognized.
Oh, really? That's it?
The other ones were from other countries because remember they brought.
Oh, and that's right.
Yeah, I wasn't familiar with Disney Channel Spain or anything.
Yeah.
The opening ceremony aired on June 15th, and the closing ceremony on August 25th. What was really cute is what they did was June 15th, Hannah Montana performed. She performed Life's What You Make It and Nobody's Perfect. And then the closing ceremony, August 25th, Miley performed GNO.
Oh my God.
And See You Again. Yeah.
Wow.
They really set that up perfectly.
Yeah, they did.
Popstar Magazine did a little short behind the scenes small interview with her talking about the second season of Hannah Montana. And this was literally recorded on a potato, but we'll try to make it work. It's 40 seconds.
The new season of Hannah starting. What's going to come up for your character?
People have been really, really into it. I'm really happy that season 2 is going so well. It's been really crazy. It's been fun.
What secrets can you tell us?
There's new friends, new school, Cody Lindley, and oh my gosh, I gotta tell you guys, it's gonna be so awesome. Everyone's gonna really like it.
Cody says he's coming back. Did you already film?
Yes, we already filmed. We have some more kissing scenes.
Yeah.
He's gotten better over there.
And he's single now, I think.
Yeah, he is. What a coinky dink. So am I. He just so happens to be at set all the time, and I've been trying to look extra pretty. What are you gonna do, huh? I've been trying to look extra pretty every day, and I don't think it's working for me.
Oh my god.
So then it's like, okay, so she was single. So,
well, okay, Nick had to. He was also on the Disney Channel games, correct?
So he wasn't in the 2007 Disney Channel games. They came in 2008.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. I was like, she's probably just saying that to piss him off.
No. Yeah, I think they maybe did a performance at some point for like the opening or the closing ceremony, but
yeah,
I feel like it really was. And who knows? Maybe she was just like, I'm gonna like just cause a little chaos.
True, honestly.
Because why not? Because it's like maybe she's wanting to be a little bit more public about the relationship, and he's like, no. Because I remember he was so like secretive about it, from what I could tell.
But also, like, talking about Cody Lindley as her crush in real life is definitely driving traffic to the show, and you want to find out what happens. Like, this girl, like I said before, she's been media trained.
Oh, she knows. She knows how to, like, get people's attention and cause a little chaos, I think.
Yeah. Nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed.
Again.
Yeah. Miley was featured on E! News. They were covering Billy Ray being on Dancing with the Stars. So I didn't know this. Fun fact, his partner on Dancing with the Stars, her name was like Karina. Literally, I think her last name was Smirnoff, like the vodka.
Yeah.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yes, okay. I do. I remember this.
You remember?
I remember this.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
She guest starred on an episode of Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
My family was really into Dancing with the Stars. I remember being excited about this.
I am so gagged that he was on Dancing with the Stars. I feel like he was not good.
Oh, he did horribly. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But that's really fun that they brought her in.
Yeah, she was on that episode in season 2, I believe, when Jackson was trying to scare Rico. And so they had her be this like voodoo girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So funny. So she talks a little bit about him being on Dancing with the Stars. It's like behind the scenes of Hannah Montana filming. May 14th, important day, important event. She attends Allie and AJ's 18th and 16th birthday party.
Wow.
Yeah. Which I just love Allie and AJ.
She is slaying in this. Look at the pink pumps. Are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah. No, this is also another set of photos that I thoroughly enjoy. And I love Brandy being there. This is a good look for her.
Yeah.
She's giving plastic hearts.
Yes.
Before plastic hearts.
It's like Can't Be Tamed and plastic hearts wrapped into one.
True. Yeah. Look at her with her fingers in her pockets. The Ed Hardy shirt.
Love it.
I can't get over, though, during like how different Brandy Cyrus looks now.
Oh, yeah.
She just like...
That was probably an awkward phase for Brandy.
I feel like it was.
She was probably, what? Young 20s in this one?
Yeah, but still. I don't know. She just looks so different now. But very important event because Allie and AJ, duh. Hello. And then May 15th, Nobody's Perfect was released as the second single from Hannah Montana 2.
Wow.
And this one peaked at 27.
The world was changed.
Yeah, this is definitely one of her, like, I guess, more commercially successful singles from Hannah Montana 2. This is still, like, one that people freak out over, I think. If you play this at the club.
Oh, yeah. No, I think that this is a very, like, you think Hannah Montana, you think Nobody's Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're moving into the last month that we're going to cover in this episode. June. I think we said this about 2006. June is such a booked and busy month for 2006 Miley, and I think it is for 2007 Miley too.
Oh, really?
She attends She starts off by attending a Jonas Brothers concert at Six Flags, and she introduces them on stage.
Oh my God.
Of course, this is like, okay, then they're definitely something, because she didn't need to be there, you know? She definitely went there for a reason, like, other than just introducing them on stage. June 9th, the third single for Hannah Montana 2, Life's What You Make It, is released. And this one peaks at number 25. That's actually not... That did better than Nobody's Perfect.
I believe that, yeah.
Really?
Lies. Yeah. I think it had to do with how good maybe Nobody's Perfect was. The hype, perhaps.
No.
That's a good one, too. See,
Nobody's Perfect was 27, and Life's What You Make It is 25 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Isn't it? June 19th, she attends the Disney consumer product launch for Hannah Montana. So this is basically her saying, we're selling a bunch of shit with Hannah Montana on it. So this is when we get the first round of Hannah Montana being on everything in Walmart.
Wow.
Clothes, accessories, home decor, electronic guitars.
Look how cute she is.
Yeah. She said, Disney's about to make hella money. Yeah.
And they did.
And they did. June 20th, this is significant in the Miley timeline of it all. Miley is photographed outside of Live with Regis and Kelly. She goes there for an interview. And her cell phone background is shown in her hand. And it's a picture of her and Nick Jonas kissing. Sparking Miley rumors even more. Literally, I was online during this time and the fandom was freaking.
Yes, this was a big deal. This photo was everywhere.
This photo was everywhere because this just proved what everyone was already thinking. They're dating. But then none of them ever confirmed it. No one ever confirmed it. So it was like, who's lying? Like, who's wanting to hide it? It was a whole thing. Regis and Kelly, first of all, love them. They ask Miley a bunch of questions about the show and her life. And I have a little clip.
So now, have you had your first kissing scene as Hannah?
Yes, with Cody Lindley.
Cody Lindley. What's he like? Is he dreamy?
Dreamy. He's like Jesse McCartney Jr.
No kidding.
Better.
Really? Huh?
Jesse McCartney Jr.
Yeah.
Really, like the thought of a Jesse McCartney Jr. Jesse, who's 19.
Was Cody a good kisser?
Mm-hmm. My dad's watching.
Oh my gosh.
That to me would be so awkward to just have like your first kiss on screen anyway, and then to have it, happen in front of your dad has to be like a nightmare.
It was really weird because even our producers are even more protective than my dad. And so they're like sitting there watching. I'm like, well, what do you want me to do? He's really cute. I'm like, whatever. You guys wrote it.
Oh, she's so cute.
That was so Miley Stewart of her. Hi,
it
Dad.
really was.
He's watching.
My dad's watching. That was so funny.
Honestly, after you said like she knows exactly what to say to like cause chaos, that was such a like performance. I feel like the Cody Lindley thing.
Oh yeah, it had to
so
be
so iconic that she's talking all that stuff about Cody Lindley on the interview, leaving with another man on her background screen.
Yeah, she knew what she was doing.
Also, guys, I messed up. Miley appears on TRL twice this year. The first time we said earlier, she did it by herself. The second time in June, she's on there with Fergie.
She looks so good.
So
the hair is giving, the outfit is giving.
The second appearance on TRL in 2007 is definitely my favorite too.
Yeah,
because her hair just looks so good, dark here.
Yeah,
freshly done. I'm obsessed with her top.
Yes, me too.
Oh my god, yeah. She just looks so good. She looks like she had a little like color to her. Not super tan, but a little bit.
It's the color of the hair and the styling of it, and she's wearing an appropriate amount of makeup. She looks great in these photos.
Yeah, this is like an appropriate amount of makeup. She does some autograph signings in New York. She performs as Hannah Montana on Good Morning America for their summer concert series. I love the fit that she wears for this too. The like blue It's like a blue sequin dress with like a little rhinestone belt. The photo I'm going to put up is her like plastic heart smiley coming out a little too much here. June 26th, Hannah Montana 2 Meet Miley Cyrus double album is released this month.
Yeah.
So guys, remember, if you want to hear us talk more about Meet Miley Cyrus, go check out our deep dive on it. But this was her first debut album. It debuted at number 1. It's since became triple platinum. I mean, it's still killing it. See You Again is everywhere still. People love it. Even though it was not supposed to be a single originally, we ate it up and made it a single.
Yeah, incredible.
So I think that's also why June is such a busy month for her this month in 2007, because she's doing a lot of promo, pushing this. And so we have just a few more clips of her like doing some promo on it. She goes on air with Ryan Seacrest. This is the picture is crazy. I don't know why it's this picture. This is an insane clip because Ryan Seacrest asks her about Billy Ray's success and how he may feel about her getting this sudden success that might we'll have to give it a listen.
Everyone. Do you think Billy Ray, this is her dad, do you think sometimes at night he wants the best for you, but he doesn't want you to be more successful than he is? You know, I mean, come on, maybe a little bit
his daughter, they don't
but I'm just saying, maybe like do well, Miley, but don't beat me on the charts.
Well, maybe, but
yeah,
I'm just like, whatever, Dad.
Yeah.
That you could tell that really threw her for a loop.
What a rat, because she probably knows it's true, but how is she supposed to talk about that? And then turns out it is true, probably.
Especially with everything we know now. She said maybe.
Yeah.
The way she didn't like immediately say, no, it's not like that.
Right.
Crazy. Oh. So I had to plug that in because Miley. So, and in that same interview, I just want to say, I was listening to it. He is totally saying, you're like, is your mom and your dad still together? Because she's hot, basically. So funny. He was totally talking about how hot Tish was, Ryan Seacrest was.
Oh my God.
And she's like, she's too old for you. He's like, no, she's not. I don't know what the difference is.
Oh my God.
Probably just like a 5-year difference.
How old is Ryan Seacrest?
Yeah, that's a good question. Because I think Tish is like, I think she's about like 60.
Okay, he's 50.
Okay. Look up how old Tish is. I feel like she's like 60. Or getting close, like late 50s.
57.
Oh, wow. Isn't that insane? And she looks like that.
Tish, Cyrus, and my mom were born in the same year.
Isn't that insane?
That is crazy.
That's what happens when you got good money and good genes.
True.
She celebrates the release of the album. Okay, this is all on the same day, June 26th. She released the album, goes on Ryan Seacrest. She also does a free concert in LA where she performs as both Hannah and Miley to celebrate the release of the album.
Yeah.
And so she does this little like interview about the double release.
And what has your life been like since you got famous? Have you had, can you identify with like the Hannah Miley moment?
Definitely. I think there are some Hannah Miley things in my real life, but it keeps everything interesting, which is, it's just fun.
So your friends are still your friends and life is still...
Exactly. Life is normal behind the camera.
And did your dad inspire you to become a performer?
My dad, definitely, I think just being around everything has definitely, made it easier for me because it just kind of showed me, I was like, okay, that looks pretty cool. Maybe I'll try that.
She looks so tired.
Is it just me or was that hard to watch?
She looks exhausted.
And she sounds sick.
That's what somebody commented on that YouTube video. They were like, sounds like she has a cold. She looked like congested. She looked exhausted.
She was like doing her best to listen to what that woman was saying and be able to have the smile on her face when she replied.
No,
oh my
literally.
God.
And, like the full interview, if you go back and watch it, all the answers are so short.
Yeah.
Instead of her like rambling like she does a little bit.
Like she usually does.
But like also what I discovered with these interviews is that a lot of them ask the same questions over and over.
I know. She's sick of it. Gotta be.
So I'm sure at this point, and these are all very generic questions that had been asked the first 6 months of this year. So she's probably just like, yeah, I'm so excited, but I'm too tired to even like smile.
Right.
and I got a cold.
Poor thing.
I know.
Poor thing.
Okay. On June 26th.
Anyway, though, on this June 26th concert, the hair is looking a little familiar.
Yeah. No, for real. It really is. It's giving 2025 Golden Globe red carpet.
It really is.
No, I love these pictures, and we'll of course put them on the screen. But like just like her Hannah Montana with her hair up, we never really got to see too much of that.
Yeah.
And what I loved about season 2 is that we got to see more of her styling the wig.
Yeah.
A little bit more. And yeah, look at how much energy she's like putting out on that stage. I mean, I'm taking that this interview that we just watched was after the performances, so she's probably exhausted. Also the family photo. Can we talk about?
Look at them.
Can we talk about it? Like, just how different everyone looks now.
Yeah.
Everyone in this photo looks different. Tish, out of everyone, probably looks the same, but she looks a little different too. She looks happier now.
For
These
sure.
earlier years, I feel like she looked stressed and like...
I'm sure she was stressed.
Yeah, she just seems a little bit more relaxed now. Finishing up the deep dive. If you've made it this far, guys, you win.
Hold on, we're almost there.
We're almost there. We're almost there. And this is why we're breaking it down into 2 parts. Because there's a lot. There's a lot, guys.
Yeah.
She does an Amazon interview. And this full interview that was posted on June 27th is like 40 minutes long. And it's just fans writing in questions that the interviewer's asking her.
Wow.
This was an iconic clip that I'm about to show because it's definitely in the Miley timeline space.
All right, now this is kind of a personal question. Presley H. in Taylor, Michigan would like to know if you have a boyfriend on the show or in your personal life.
I have a boyfriend on the show who's Jake Ryan, played by Cody Lindley, who is also a big superstar now in real life, but also, plays a superstar on the show. And I do not have a boyfriend in real life, but I'm looking.
But you're looking.
I'm looking.
Liar! Like I said, I feel like she was dating Nick around this time, but it was a matter of the Jonas Brothers wanting to come off as being all single during this era of them starting to be a boy band. So
they needed to, and they had those damn ass rings on. Imagine.
The purity rings. Oh my god, when does Miley start? Didn't Miley wear one too, though? At some point.
Did she?
Oh my god, I feel like during this year she does.
Oh, I don't know.
Are you doing a Google search?
No.
Oh, I could do one.
You want me to?
I wasn't sure if you were doing one yet or not. So weird that like the purity ring combo was such a topic of discussion for these like teenagers.
No, I don't think she did.
Well, that's good. The Jonas Brothers definitely did, and they still to this day can't live that down. But they make jokes about it now.
No, they
so
can't.
It's really fun.
Joe just made the funniest TikTok about it.
Yeah, he did. I grew up a Nick girl. Probably because Miley was one. So I was like, well, if she's one, I'm one. But now in my older age, I think I'm a Joe girl now.
Joe all the way.
He's just more fun.
Yeah, he is.
And he's a fire sign. He's a Leo. It makes sense.
Exactly.
The last bit of Miley content we get at the end of June is her attending yet again another Jonas Brothers concert at the San Diego State Fair, and she introduces the Jonas Brothers again, and a lot of pictures come out, like good quality photos of them backstage holding hands, one of them kissing. They were kissing
right in front of, is that Noah and Tish right there?
Look at Tish.
Oh my god.
Girl, you crazy. And they're so dirty for getting that angle of Miley kissing him like that.
True.
Yeah. This is an iconic photo. This is like a historical artifact.
Truly.
Because this just sealed the deal that they were lying.
Yes.
Literally the day before she
Liars.
goes, I don't have a boyfriend. I mean, I don't know. They probably weren't official, but I feel like at that age, like if you're kissing
No,
at 14,
at that age, exactly. You're official or you're not.
Your boyfriend, girlfriend. Also, this photo of them all holding hands, like I'm just looking at the outfits, like look at Joe Jonas and Kevin Jonas. Like, what are they wearing? Like, look at Joe's sunglasses.
Yeah. Nick looks great though.
Nick does look
good.
But
he doesn't match the rest of them.
He doesn't match. It is, I mean, not gonna lie, like if he wore this today, I'd be like, well, what are you doing? Looks kind of crazy.
Yes.
But compared to Joe and Kevin, he's definitely the best looking one here. Wow, what a time to be alive. So guys, that was the first part of 2007.
I can't believe that was only half of a year.
Are you really happy I suggested doing 2 parts?
Yes.
And you know, a lot of that was like, you know, the album coming out. There was so much promo around that. But we are going to be reacting yet again, reminder, we're reacting to Hannah Montana in London on our Patreon this week. So make sure if you're interested in watching us react to it and comment about it, make sure to join our Patreon if you want to also just support us. A lot of time goes into this, so we appreciate anyone that wants to support. Anything else, Becky, about any like closing? What are your closing thoughts about what we talked about today? What did you learn?
I mean, just like, I think that this year compared to 2006, it's a lot of the same interviews. It's a lot of the same like nonstop schedule stuff of like all the same shit, really. I just think that this year it was in a weird way reminded that she's 14 compared to before. Like, I don't know. They were just like humanizing her more in the interviews almost.
I totally agree. Yeah, because I think this is the time where the world becomes way more interested in who she is as a person. Right? 2006, it's like Hannah Montana, the character. 2007, we get introduced to Miley, Cyrus. And, you know, the dating rumors and her family life, everything just becomes more entertainment. Like it's like people want to know everything about her at this point because they're such big fans of the show. So I totally agree with you. I think that shift becomes apparent with the questions that were asked in a lot of the interviews, and she definitely seems more comfortable, but also tired. So
tired, I know, the poor thing.
Like 14. All right, well, I'm excited already for our part 2. I think it'll be really fun.
Part 2 and our Patreon episode. I can't wait to watch that. I don't remember ever watching the full thing.
I don't think I have either, so it'll be fun for both of us to react to it. Okay, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in today. Make sure to do all of the things if you want to support us. If you're on YouTube, like the video, leave us a comment, subscribe. Just check to see if you've subscribed. And, you know, leave us a review on Spotify or Apple Music. And that's just an easy, free way to support us if you want to do that. Okay. Anyway, guys, have a great day. Thanks for hanging out with us today.
Thanks. Bye.